right, let's start with the first overall pick. You got a few options here. I think I'm still going Cade Cunningham though. I think I'm gonna still pick Cade to go number one. I think especially this season there was some questions because he was on the Pistons and they've been horrible, but this year he's definitely showing that he was worthy of that number one pick.
Yeah, I agree with Baz. Number one, I'm going Cade Cunningham as well. I think he's shown that he's worthy of the number one pick. He just will put some pieces around him. Starting to be a triple double machine, and he's a true leader. And I think him at point guard is better than anybody in this class right now.
Mm-hmm. All right, now let's move on to the second pick. We got a few options here.
You guys.
What if I was gonna say someone else? What if I was gonna say someone else on number one?
Yeah, I didn't say anybody.
Why don't you mean Omari?
All right. Oh, go ahead. I thought y'all were in agreement. So y'all didn't say nothing.
Omari, you first.
I
was waiting. I was quiet for like 10 seconds. No one said nothing.
I was fourth on.
No, at the end of the day, I'm in agreement. Cade has been, especially this year, has been showcasing that he continues to get better each and every year. Now that they have like a pretty solid team, obviously they could have a better team. I feel like even if he was on a better team, he would just continue to elevate his play. But I think he's proving to why he can be the number one on a team that's good and winning games. So yeah, I'm going him number one too.
I'm torn between two players here, guys. I'm kidding. I'm going Cade Cunningham as number one overall pick. He stays. I think he's in. He's just the best player out of this class, pretty much. Some of the other, what's it called? The other drafts are a little closer, but this one I think is pretty clear cut. Cade Cunningham number one overall.
Well, I think you could have an argument for number one, actually. That's why I didn't want to interrupt y'all, but number two, though, I think we have a bigger argument for number two. I think it's between Scotty Barnes and Evan Mobley, in my opinion. I guess you could throw in Franz Wagner in there, the way he's been playing this season.
Sengun is up there.
Sengun, too. I think for me, though, I'm going to go Scotty Barnes at number two. I think he's shown enough to me to show that he is worthy of the number two pick, all-around player. His scoring has been a lot better over the last couple of years. And he's the Toronto Raptors franchise player, whereas some of these other guys, Sengun obviously could also be in that conversation, but I think Mobley and some of these other guys are like complementary stars, and I think they're really, really good in their role and can obviously get better. It's still really early for these guys, but I think Scotty Barnes is solidified as the Raptors, the guy they're going to build around. He could do everything. Good defender, playmaker. He even decent shooter, hit the mid-range. Just been hurt so far this season, but when he has been playing, he's been really good. So I'm going to go Scotty Barnes at the number two pick.
I'm going Alperen Sengun at number two. I think he has the capability to be another Nikola Jokic. He's shown flashes last year, especially where he had a stretch of triple doubles. I think he had a stretch. Yeah, he did. And right now he's really good in the pick and roll. His offense is getting better. The only thing that we need to talk about is his defense, and I think that will continue to improve as the years go on with using his size and non-athletic ability to put himself in better positions like Jokic does. So I think he'll grow to be a franchise player, and he showcases flashes of that. So I'd take him at two.
Did y'all see that game against the Bucks? He had like a chance to hit the game winner. Yeah, Fred threw him a lob, and this fool just couldn't jump 2 inches to get it, and it went out of bounds.
And Ime was so mad, he just left the stadium right after the buzzer. That was the one. Easy one for them. He just fumbled the ball. He'll be better, though.
All right, what about y'all? Who you got number two?
All right. Number two, I also have Sengun. I think that although I think Mobley, for sure, you know what I mean, has been, I feel like he's further along in his potential. I think Sengun's like ceiling is still like much higher. And although Sengun isn't like, I wouldn't say he's as good as Mobley is currently right now, maybe. You know, it could be argued. But I think that like later on, Sengun will be a clear cut better player. So
all around.
I would So if it was up to me, and plus his skill set is something that you can't really find. You know what I mean? Like, and it's something that's been proven to work. Obviously, he's not Jokic, but having the similar skill set is like obviously can be valuable in this league. So
yeah,
I think that he could
just like Sabonis level. He's still good.
Yeah. So I think that he deserves number two.
I think for my number two, I think 2 through 4, 2 through 5, pretty much pick him. I'm going with Scotty Barnes. I think his skill set is really, really good in this era of the NBA.
Hey, he won Rookie of the Year this year. We got to show him some respect.
Cable
So Scotty,
Yeah.
being a Swiss Army knife type of player, and he's a pretty good defender. I mean, he could do it all on offense, rebound, pass, and he's doing it now. And I believe he was an All Star already, right? Scotty
was.
he was named an
Yeah.
All Star. So
Deserved.
I can't just put like Mobley or the other guys above him. So I'd have to give it up to Scotty Barnes right now. Even though I think 2 through 4, 2 through 5, you can pick whoever you want, but I'm picking Scotty Barnes.
Yeah, the next couple of picks are all pretty close. I think you can't really go wrong with them. I think you all got an argument for it. So number 3, I'm gonna have Evan Mobley number 3. I think I don't know if we're doing this by just player or going to the team, but assuming he goes to the same team, I think the Cavs are happy with Evan Mobley. The defensive capabilities always been there, and this year he's taking a step in the right direction on the offensive side of the ball. Big reason why the Cavs have been so good this year. He's hitting the 3 ball. He's taking advantage of mismatches. Today he did a good job of that too. And even when guys like Drew Holiday were switched onto him, who are really good defenders, they just can't guard Evan Mobley down there in the post. So I think he's growing his game, and I think he has a lot of potential to honestly even be maybe even the top guy in this draft. But I do really like his game, and I'm gonna keep him at number 3.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I got Scotty Barnes here at number 3. For all the reasons that you guys said, his potential is through the roof. He actually can do everything in the NBA. Or he's good at everything, above average at everything. So I'll go Scotty 3 here.
For me, I got Mr. Mobley. Mr. Mobley number 3. I think the fact that he's kind of developing a deeper bag this year, plus coupled with like his high level of defense, I feel like having a DPOI level player is always going to be like super valuable, especially as a big man. Like you see how much they traded to get Gobert. You see how useful AD is, even if on nights he doesn't score. Just his defense alone impacts games to where you can still win games just like that. So I think that level of defense is hard to come by. So that's why I have Mobley a little bit higher. But yeah, I think that with him developing a bag now, I think that his potential is like higher than it was before, So
Oh, we got Jalen Johnson in this draft too.
Yep, he definitely gonna be in this lottery, 100%.
I was looking at him. I have for my number 3, I have Alpi Sengun. We touched base on him a little bit. I just love his game. I love the tendencies. I love his offensive tendencies. Obviously, people make the comparison to Jokic. Even if he doesn't pan out like Jokic, which he probably won't, but if you get like 75, 80% of him, you're still looking at a perennial all-star. So with that being said, I think Alperen Sengun has a great career ahead of him. And from what he's shown so far, he's just amazing. Offensively, he's really good. Playmaking, just got to work on his defense. So
yeah, that was everyone's number 3, yeah?
4.
So number 4, I'm gonna have this is where I have Sengun. Obviously the 2 through 4 guys you can kind of mix and match, but I think what really holds Sengun back is the defense. Obviously he can do everything really well, playmaking, shooting the ball. It's been good enough in the post. He has a really nice post game, really good touch around the rim. I think the thing that kind of holds him back is the defense, and I don't know if he'll ever be really good at it because I don't know. He just doesn't have the athleticism and just kind of feel around the basket to be good defensively. Maybe if he gets some more size to him, he can kind of have like a Jokic impact where he just takes up space and kind of knows where to place his body. But I think it hurts the Rockets because the center is probably the most important position on the defensive side of the ball, and having kind of a defensive center who gets killed in the pick and roll and kind of can't protect the rim is a negative. But the Rockets are making it work because they have really, really good perimeter defenders with Tari Eason, Amin Thompson, Jabari Smith, guys like that. So, he's still a really good player, still probably going to be an all-star at some point in his career. I just think I value some of the other guys a little more because they're two-way players.
Yeah, I think he'll figure it out later in his career. But the players that you mentioned earlier have already kind of tapped into their potential now. So at my 4, I have Evan Mobley here. Mainly for the reasons that you guys said. He's been way more aggressive this year. I feel like Kenny Atkinson has pretty much unlocked his ability from an offensive standpoint. Defensive standpoint, you already know who he was. And he's definitely on a path to winning a DPOY one of these years. They're being a top 3 player in that category. I feel like offensively, the sky's the limit for him, like you said. No one can really guard him because of his length and size, and he just mentally needs to open up the path for him to be a 20-point per game scorer or even higher. Then opportunity is not really there from past couple of years, but right now he's forcing his way to create that opportunity and showcasing why he can be an all-star level talent in the NBA. So he's definitely number 4, or he could be higher. 2 through 4, like you said, is could be up there for all of them. So,
It's like a preference thing for me. I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah.
Omari.
So my number 4 is that's where I got Scooty Bike. I got Scotty Barnes. Obviously we've all touched on him already. I've all touched on him already, so I'm not gonna use a lot of time, but yeah, I think that his all-around game has been really nice to see. Especially how young he is and how quickly he developed. So yeah, there's not really anything that he's really that bad at. He's really above average at everything, so there's nothing to complain. It's like he's like a jack of all trades, so
Yeah, exactly.
you can't really complain.
Above average.
Yeah, I got having him number 4.
He needs to get better drip though. He's been getting clowned on Twitter every single day.
He's getting roasted. I've been seeing it.
Hey, some of the fit he got the little cowboy hat. He been hanging with Bruce Brown. I know that.
Nah, bro. He was trying to look like Arthur the other day.
No, that was crazy. That was an insane fit.
That was bad.
Yeah.
I think I'm on number 4 now. So this is where I have Evan Mobley. Pretty much touched up on him. His defensive game, his offensive game is developing. Everyone said it. His defensive capabilities in the years to come is going to be very, very key in his game. Also, if he opens up his bag and starts becoming a 20, 24 point per game scorer, this guy could be number 2 on the list. So I got Evan Mobley at number 4.
R.I.P. Jalen Green.
Sorry, buddy, can't make it to the top 5. Because at number 5, I got the boy Franz Wagner. The way he's been playing, I don't think there's another option you could go here. He's getting into all-star caliber level, especially with Paolo being out. And when Paolo comes back, he'll just integrate right back into it. And the Magic are looking like one of the better teams in the East, and a lot of it is because of him. So he's a great two-way player as well. Underrated ball handler. He can shoot the 3 ball, plays really, really good defense. A big wing that can kind of do everything, which is prototypical in the modern NBA. You need those type of players. You'll never, he's always going to be a fit on any team, even if he, slightly dips off, even if you need to trade for another guy to be a go-to scorer, he can play off the ball, on the ball. It doesn't really matter. So I think he's a well-rounded player and deserves to go number 5.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm going Franz here. The way that he's been hooping has been an all-star level. I feel like he can fit on any roster or any team that he's been drafted to. He plays his role very well and steps up when he needs to. And you pretty much covered everything we need to say about him. He's been balling out, so Franz deserves to be number 5 here.
Yeah.
My GOAT.
I'm in agreement. Not much to add. He's great. Carrying the team.
I'm gonna have to go with Franz Wagner on my 5th too. I want to put someone else here, but he is not performing at the caliber of Franz Wagner. Man, this guy's why is he so good right now, bro? If he wasn't, averaging damn near 31 points per game, I could say I could just yap about Jalen. Anyway, I have Franz at my 5, bro. Good for him. Great player. He's putting up great buckets without Paulo. Got to give him credit. Is this what you want me to say, Hassan?
No, I don't.
Oh yeah, I should have said Bez.
Yeah.
Number 1 number 6. We already know who I got here is Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson going at number 6. The better Jalen in this draft class. All jokes.
You didn't have to say that.
You didn't
I'm
have
sorry.
to say that.
No, but it's true. All jokes aside, though.
Good season, huh?
All jokes aside, Jalen Johnson has taken a step in his career in the right direction. He's exactly what we thought John Collins could possibly be, that prototypical 4-man that could shoot the ball, a little bit of passing, a really, really good rebounder. One of the most explosive athletes in the league, too. Like, he could dunk on anybody. His second jump is insane. Like, if you watch him play ball, like, he'll literally go up for a dunk, come down, and go up for a putback dunk immediately after. So he's one of the best athletes in the league, and I think he's only going to continue to get better. Being on a team with Trae Young helps him a lot because he gets a lot of open looks, and he's making the most of it. So I think he could potentially be an all-star one day. Maybe not like a multi-time all-star, but I could definitely see him sneaking in at least one appearance. So I love Jalen Johnson and the way he plays ball. I think he's a perfect fit for the team as well. So I got him going at number 6.
Sadly, I have to agree with Bez here. wrong Jalen, but I gotta choose Jalen Johnson.
Wow.
Number 6. Guys are walking 20 and 10 right now, and he's been hooping, playing well with Trae Young. And like Beth says, his athleticism is he's really good, or not sneaky good, but he's up there, and he's a perfect fit for Trae right now. So I gotta put Jalen up
Maybe I'm sleeping. Maybe I'm sleeping.
He actually does average 20 and 10 and 5 assists.
It's
Okay,
walking
well,
20 and
I'll
10.
give him. I got him a little bit lower, but I'll respect him. So I'll get to him when I get there. When I get to him, but 6, I had Kuminga here.
Yeah.
I think.
Nah, bro. If the
No,
Warriors
you say
had
someone else,
Jalen
say
Johnson
someone
over Kuminga, bro, are you joking me?
It's
Say
bro.
someone else,
When
Omari,
it's
it's okay.
the game. The year.
Ain't
the
no
year just
fucking
started,
way, bro. Get the fuck out of here. You don't know ball. They ain't no damn way. There's no argument.
The year just
Omari,
started,
Jalen
bro.
Green is
Kuminga
more
over Reeves.
arguable than
You
this
have
shit.
Kuminga
What?
over Reeves. You have Kuminga over Reeves.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kuminga is better than Austin Reeves.
Has he shown it?
Dude, okay, but Jalen Johnson, like Jalen Green, like at least there's an argument there, bro. There's no argument in the world that Kuminga is better than Jalen
I
Johnson.
wanna
He
hear
literally
his
does
point.
everything better than him at everything.
Bro,
I wanna hear
okay.
his
First
point. Go
off,
ahead.
look, Jalen Johnson was great last year. This year, he's obviously looking a lot better. But we've seen Kuminga have really like much longer spurts, averaging. 20
How?
something,
How?
like,
When? When have we seen
What do you
them?
mean?
Let him finish.
He's never had
He's
spurts averaging
averaging
20.
14, 4, and 2.
Nah,
bro.
he's
He
not.
he
I
hasn't
know
even
he's
averaged
averaging
20 in his
14 right now.
career.
I'm not
That's-
talking about
Kuminga's
for the
averaging
whole
Except
14
season,
spurts
right
bro.
of the season. There's
Yeah,
a
let's talk about the whole
time where he
season, bro.
averages over
Jesus
20.
Christ. Relax. It's okay. Jalen Johnson is not. He's not
Wait,
listening.
Bez, click Kuminga.
Right.
Bez, click Kuminga. Let's see what he's averaging.
So-
Can you click him?
He's averaging 14.
Damn.
We've seen the potential that Kuminga has. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's certain expectations for him. We've seen him average. What's his best average, Hassan? I know you know.
16 last year.
Yeah, 16.
Jalen Johnson
All right,
averaged
what's his
16
decent-
last
what's it
year
called?
also with
Obviously, like
4 more
I
rebounds.
know.
Definitely has more
And so-
opportunity, Johnson, but I mean,
Yeah,
he's just-
Kuminga. Well,
he's better.
Kuminga, we expected to be getting to the 20 points. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
people still think he has that potential to be a 20 and hopefully a 10. You know what I mean? He needs to be a better rebounder as well. Obviously, like I said, I already said before I started my thing, I'm probably sleeping on Jalen Johnson. This season just started, so more power to him. I don't have him much lower than I have Kuminga in the first place, but yeah, I know that Kuminga, we have those expectations, and I still think that he's young, so he has a chance to fulfill those. Obviously, he is having a more down year this year, but that's why I would have him 6. Plus with his, I know that Jalen Johnson's super athletic too, but Kuminga has that length and that athletic ability to try to be
Kuminga's more athletic,
they want him
for
to be
sure.
a good defender. So I was
I'd say
going off
this.
draft potential, as if we didn't have to see these people like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or we're redrafting.
Kuminga definitely has more potential to be a better player from his raw talent, but right now, production.
I mean,
Johnson
I
is
honestly
better.
disagree with that too. I mean, maybe a little bit, but I don't think it's like his potential.
No,
Maybe
he's
he's
just
probably a
like-
little bit more potential, but it's not like Jalen Johnson has no potential. Like he can still
what
get
the
better.
potential- You know what
Sure.
the potential is? It's like scoring, and even then, it's like if Jalen Johnson does everything else, how much more is Kuminga gonna score than Jalen? Like,
Kuminga's
If
just a
Jalen's
better
averaging
rebounder.
20
to be a
and
good
10?
defender and rebounder too.
I never
Jalen
see.
Johnson-
I never see Kuminga averaging more than Jalen Johnson. I'm gonna be.
no, I
I'm gonna
don't
be
think
honest.
you will.
Rebounding
Like,
or
look at this.
points?
No, check this out. Check this
Both.
out.
Both.
If-
I don't think he'll ever average more rebounds or points than
No, he'll
Jalen
never
Johnson
even
in his
touch the
career.
Not
board.
on the Warriors, no. But to be fair,
Okay,
with
but he's
Jalen
gonna be on the
Johnson be
Warriors.
averaging 20-10 on the Warriors?
He'd probably be averaging like better numbers than Kuminga right now for
Yeah,
sure.
around the same.
I doubt it. I doubt it. They wouldn't
The
be
only thing
benching
I will
him.
say, you know what I will say about like the
They
Kuminga
would.
situation?
You know,
I'll say this.
Steve Kerr, he's a terrorist.
No,
If
I'll
Lamelo
say this
would
about
be benched,
Kuminga.
Steve.
Hassan. I
Oh,
just
go ahead.
checked this out. He's averaging like 23 minutes per game, which is really, 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 really like against him. So like Kuminga, which like right now has 14, 4
There's probably a
rebounds.
reason for that though.
No, I get what I know. I get what you're
They want to
saying, but
bench
it's
him
like
so they don't pay
playing
him.
in 23 minutes is abysmal, bro. You can't be a good player in 23 minutes. You're basically a bench player.
Yeah,
Like
he
you just
is.
not have a role.
14 and 23 minutes is a lot too. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
What I'm
Jalen
saying is,
Johnson
if he was
definitely has
playing,
more
No, he's a good
23
player. He's a good player
Yeah,
for
of
sure.
course.
But
I mean, if he's gonna play 23 minutes on the Warriors, he's always gonna have like 15, 16 points,
Exactly.
and Jalen Johnson's gonna have 20 and 10, and like God bless
Yeah.
Kuminga, but he's not gonna hit 20 and 10
Playing 40
23
minutes.
Yeah,
So,
100%.
so it's like he can't be better than Jalen Johnson if he's not playing. You know?
Yeah. And like back to that point, I think Jalen Green has the potential to be the best player in this draft, but
I
there's a
still
reason
think
why
that's-
he hasn't been called right now.
Okay. I mean, I guess that's fair.
Potential
Going
man.
off potential, I think Kuminga has more potential, but with this situation, there's no way he's better than Johnson right now.
Is it my number
Yeah, I
6?
get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're 6, Gabe.
I have Jalen Johnson. Okay. He is right now playing better than Jalen Green. And a few other players. Yeah, I mean, Bez said it pretty much. Hassan said it too. I think Jalen Johnson. I was sleeping on him, but then I was doing some more research as Bez and Hassan were talking about him. I do agree. Jalen Johnson is kind of like, creeping
Right
up. He's playing really, really good. So I mean, just off stats alone, and you guys said how he plays on the court. I mean, he's better than Jalen Green right now.
Yeah.
Oh God, it hurt to say that.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Jalen Johnson, man. I think, he plays for the Hawks. So as the Hawks continue to get better, I think he'll get more love because last season he was having like an MIP type year. He just hurt throughout the year. So I think his numbers would have been even better if he played a full season. So I think he's kind of going under the radar.
Yeah, the roster's better than last year. Ricochet is bad, but he's the number 1 pick for a reason.
I won't even say he's bad. He's just really young still, really
He's
raw.
raw.
Like
Raw.
Like, bro, Jalen Johnson's
Ooh,
production
bad.
is like hella. Like, I love production, and if dude's giving 20 and 10, hell yeah. Like, what the? You can't hate on
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, but Bradley Beal averages 35. I'm the bad
Hey,
guy.
stop saying that dude's name, bro. Stop saying that dude's name.
Don't bring him up right now. We ain't talking about him.
Bro, Jalen has 20, 10, and 5, and
I'm
a
the bad
steal and a
guy.
block. Like, you
Oh,
can't
yeah,
hate
but
that
when
player.
Bradley averages 35. it's
Bro,
different, huh?
that name is banned from the podcast. You can't say his name anymore.
All
All right. Number 7. Unfortunately, I can't let my hate fuel me any longer. Jalen Green's going to be going number 7. Obviously there's still flaws in his game with the shot chucking, with the not really high IQ play, but he's still one of the most talented scorers in the draft class in terms of being able to score at the bucket, great athleticism. He can shoot the 3 ball. He just has to take that next level to be, I think, in the tier of the guys we mentioned above, like Franz Wagner and Evan Mobley and stuff. He still has to take that step IQ wise and just being able to make the right play make a little more. But the potential is definitely there. Obviously, we talked about it before. I agree with you guys in saying that he has a potential to be a top shooting guard in the league, but he's just not there yet. There's still a lot he has to work on. But even then, I think he's better than some of the other guys beneath him. Other scorers like Cam Thomas, also a great scorer, but he's just a better scorer than Cam Thomas. So, and their games are pretty identical, but Jalen Green's just a more explosive player. So I think he'd still go in the top 7, and I got him at number 7. He'll go to the Warriors actually in this situation.
Which have been good off the bench, I feel like Poole, but
Yeah.
knowing his role. Yeah, you took everything I was going to say. I think Jalen Green is number 7 here. I think he has the potential to be the best scorer, if not the best player of this draft. But the key word is potential, and he hasn't reached that potential yet. So if we're going off of what players are producing now from the draft, those top 6 guys deserve to be ahead of him. But I do think Jalen Green will get there one day, and the scoring is going to come. So I got him at 7 for everything Bess just said. Sadly, should be number 1. Number 1 in my heart.
Number 1 in my heart.
Hey, Franz would have been number 1 if we're talking just fake.
Yeah. Here you got Omari.
All right, so number 7. This is where I have Jalen Johnson. Obviously,
You
we
having
had the whole
Kuminga over
discussion, so-
Jalen Green is criminal too.
Yeah, like I wouldn't even do that. That's crazy.
Forgot you didn't say
All right,
Green
well,
yet.
I got Jalen Johnson. I'm not gonna. Obviously, we had a whole Jalen Johnson discussion, so
Mhm.
more power to him. I think he's great. I think he's gonna continue to get better. So
W.
This is like saying your argument is like saying like you say you hate
Like what?
somebody, but you're like, oh, I hope everything, all the blessings go to them. I hope they have a great life.
bro, I don't have.
Darvin-
I have no
Darvin
hate in my heart
Uncle.
for. I have no hate in my heart.
I have
for
no
Jalen
hate.
Johnson,
I have
bro.
no hate for that person. I love them. I hope they do great in life.
Nah,
That's
I
what
like
your
Jalen
arguments
Johnson,
are,
honestly.
bro.
I think he's good too.
Salute.
Salute. Yeah, there you go.
Like, you
I
cut somebody
am in
off. I hope
agreement.
they do great in life.
I'll say mine too, so we can get going. Same as you guys. Jalen Green, number 7. Nothing else to say. I've talked about. Jalen
Now's
Green
your
a lot-
chance
lot
to
of
glaze, bro. You got your
Nah, I
opportunity.
mean,
You
it's
glaze
pretty.
for
It's
us,
pretty.
no worries.
No. Like he's pretty stuck right here. He needs. You said all his like the deficiencies. He needs to
Yeah.
fix his IQ. His shot chucking needs to get out the window. He needs to play more winning basketball. And I agree with the other part what Hassan said, because we have the same opinion that he could be the best player in this draft and the best scorer in this draft. He could be the number 1 shooting guard in the NBA. So I definitely see those things, but it's all about potential, man. And we got to talk about right now. So he is currently number 7 for me too. But I still love you, Jalen. I
All
modeled
right.
my player after you.
Yeah, salute.
Now number 8, we got for me basically a similar mold of player of Jalen Green, just a tier down. I got Cam Thomas here at number 8. I think him and Jalen Green are very similar players in terms of gotta get better IQ, gotta be a little bit better in terms of facilitating for others. But they're both two of the top scorers in the league still. Cameron Thomas having incredible year, actually averaging better numbers than Jalen Green. Obviously, you got to take into account team situation kind of helps him, but nonetheless, you got to give him the respect. He's still one of the best scorers in the league, and I think whether or not that's coming off the bench or starting for a team, he could really help a team and score from all 3 levels. Just not quite as the explosive an athlete as Jalen Green, and I don't think has quite the potential, but I still think he's a bucket nonetheless. So I'm gonna put him at number 8, just a tier below Jalen Green.
Yeah, I agree with you too. I have Cam Thomas here. Got to give him his respect for the past 2 seasons. Nobody else in this class has been averaging 25 plus, respectively, and the way that he does it is the reason why I have him below Jalen Green. He can't score at the same level or the way that he scores, but he finds a way to get the ball into the basket. So I have to give him his respect there. And if he's averaging 25, there's no way you won't be a top 10 draft pick in this class. So
Yeah.
Any class, honestly. So I got to give him his respect there. Give him number 8.
All right, number 8. I got Jalen Green. Like I said, you guys have all touched on him already since he was all y'all number 7. So I think that his potential is, through the roof, but he'll still have some time before he actualizes it. But yeah, I got him at number 8.
Right.
Man, it's hard to argue what you guys said about Cam Thomas, but I'm gonna anyway. I have Austin Reeves at this spot.
No.
Austin Reeves. Now
I love they are, but damn.
You're gonna look at a 25 point per game talent, and that's all you're gonna see. But I see so many deficiencies when I look at Cam Thomas that I just can't ignore. That Austin Reeves does everything else better than him at. So
all right, let me ask
he
you
does
this.
one thing better than him. That's passing. It's literally just passing, bro.
Passing.
5 things.
Do you think Austin Reeves can do what Cam Thomas does for the Nets?
No.
What are you talking about? Just chuck shots and hope they go in? What?
Come
on, bro. The disrespect is crazy.
Dog, he's 5'10". He's almost my height. What are you talking about, Hus?
Bro, he's shooting 46% from the field and 39 from 3.
Austin Reeves plays his role very well for the Lakers, and that's why he gets his respect. But he's not a star player.
Right, so the things he does, the intangibles.
I think he's better than Jamal Murray.
Intangibles, yeah.
Cam Thomas is better than Jamal Murray.
Bro, I'm not glorifying just a chucking machine, bro. We could do this all day, but I'm not glorifying a chucking machine.
He's not a chucking machine. They need him to score to win games. It's different.
Exactly. So, bro, go to a different team. What are you gonna do? You can't do that. At least Austin Reeves produces it.
Bro, I'm sure he would love to go to a winning team. It's not up to him, bro.
That's why he has deficiencies. He's not
gonna be able
to.
Magic. He'll help them lose games or what? He's gonna.
He physically cannot be productive. He can only do good if he chucks 23 shots a game.
He shoots 17 shots a game.
It's damn near 23, Bez. If we're rounding up, it's He takes 20 shots to get to 25 points. That's insane.
No,
bro.
20 shots, bro.
Austin Reeves
jump a game is, dude.
He has higher IQ. He's better at rebounding. He's better at assist playmaking. He's better at passing. He's probably better at defense because he's 6'5".
All right, bro. No, you're doing too much now.
Defense
is crazy, bro.
2 rebounds.
Cam Thomas defense. He's 5'10".
Austin Reeves is terrible defender.
Bro, he's not 5'10".
He's not terrible.
How tall is he?
To be honest,
he's a willing defender.
He 6'4" and 210, bro. What are you talking about? 5'10".
Cam Thomas?
He's 6'4", 210. Yes, and he's a big body. He uses his body to get into the paint and take those step back jumpers.
There's no way using defense for an Austin Reeves defense.
Bro, there's no way you said Austin Reeves defense in the same sentence, bro.
Better at defending. I'm not.
How? How? What are you watching? What games are you watching?
Austin Reeves a 6.5 out of 10. That's
no, bro. Ain't no way.
Bro, they're both
Cam Thomas is lucky. He's lucky he's averaging 25.
He averaged 22 and a half last year. What do you mean lucky?
It's like averaging who's more broke.
It's like a fever dream, bro. This is it's not real. You know when people say, when people are saying he has empty, people said Russell Westbrook has empty stats. This is empty stats. 25 points. I'm looking at a freaking beast, bro. This is nothing. It's
If he's only shooting
literally
70
See what the
shots,
numbers-
it's not empty stats.
That's
If he was
bro.
averaging,
There's
like,
no reason.
20
There's no
plus
way
shots a
Cam
game,
Thomas. You could even do a poll on this later, bro. I guarantee you, people are gonna agree. Austin Reeves is better.
No, they won't, bro. I actually guarantee you they won't.
I guarantee it.
we can do it.
guarantee it.
Yo, write that shit down, Jose, because I see you've been putting the polls up. So definitely put
Yeah.
this one
Number
out.
8, I
We're
have
pulling off
Austin
more.
Reeves. Cam Thomas comes a little bit later.
They're 6 and 9. They're ninth in the East.
All right,
Dude, empty
so you
stats
have
if
a
he was like
nine.
on the Wizards doing this. Like Jordan Poole, you could argue maybe, but it's like even then, crazy.
So you guys have a 9 then.
Lakers bias.
for sure.
Nah.
All right, what are we on?
Actually,
Number
look at
9
the
here.
basketball.
Yeah.
Number 9, I'm deciding between two players. I'm deciding between another Jalen Suggs on the Magic. He's having a really good season this year, and he's probably one of the best, if not the best defensive player. Actually, Evan Mobley's the best defensive player, but he could be considered number 2. So you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go Jalen Suggs coming here at number 9. I was debating him and Austin Reeves, but I think Jalen Suggs is taking a step up offensively this season a little bit as well. Now that Paolo's out the lineup, he's kind of been filling in for them, been able to shoot the 3 ball. One of the better guard defenders in the league. If I'm not mistaken, let me check this. Did he make
Yeah, I
all
just checked.
defensive
He's
team
all
last year?
Yeah.
I think he did.
He did. So yeah, all NBA defender, or yeah, he did make all defensive team, all NBA defender. His scoring up to 15 points a game, which yeah, Austin Reeves is a better scorer than him, but just a tad bit. You know what I mean? And he obviously could score in more ways, but Jalen Suggs has improved that part of his game. And so I'm going to give them the nod just because of the defense. He's playing a bigger role on a team right now that's winning games. So, yeah, I'm going to give him the love, even though I think it's very close. One of the best defenders in the league, so Jalen Suggs is my number 9.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go Jalen Suggs at my 9 as well, just because of the all-defensive aspect. If you're already making an all-defensive team right now, you have to be a top 10 player in this draft as well. I feel like this is not going to be the only all-defensive team that he makes as a guard, too. I think him and Dyson Daniels are up for the guard aspect right now, or they're top. They're in, like, the lead for it. So if that guy's already making all defensive and he can give you 15 points a game, he'll help any team in this draft, and he should be number 10 for that reason.
Well said.
I agree with Bez.
All right. So my number 10. Wait.
Number 9.
Yeah, my number 9. I was like, wait, why did you say number 10? My
Oh,
number
my
9 is Cam Thomas. We all touched on him already. He's a bucket. I'm surprised. I'm more surprised this year that he's seemingly gotten more efficient from what I say. I feel like 25 points on 17 shots is very good. You know what I mean? So I think that he can't necessarily be called just a shot checker anymore. He's not shooting that much compared to just stars in general. Like stars in general generally shoot 20 plus shots and average 25 plus. You know what I mean? So if he's shooting 17, he's doing something right. So I can't really hate and say he's shooting and putting up empty stats, even if they're losing. I only say stats are empty if they're like inefficient and they're just like they really need to just throw up that many shots to even get a good, respectable point total.
Yeah, I mean, if we're keeping it real, Devin Booker, same amount of shot attempts, not averaging the same amount of points, not shooting as high of a percentage. Obviously, we're not saying he's better than Devin Booker, but just to put things into perspective, you know.
Time to start a dialogue.
Nah.
That's fair. But so I think that he deserves to be number 9. So
Gabe, who you got at number 9?
I agree. It's Cam Thomas at number 9. Same thing for Omari said. I really don't have nothing much to say. It's Cam Thomas at number 9. pretty much.
Cam Thomas is done.
Oh, you had a lot to say when I was talking about him.
Nah. I mean, you guys pretty much touched on everything, so we can just move past it, you know?
All right, number 10 then. Number 10, this is where I got my boy AR-15, Austin Reeves, from undrafted to a top 10 pick. I think it's well-deserved. Really, the only part of his game that's not great is his defense, but he kind of makes up for it and everything else. Really good at getting to the line. Really good three-point shooter. Could score at all 3 levels. A really underrated ball handler. If you watch the way he runs the pick and roll with AD this season, that's honestly one of our best plays, him and AD in the pick and roll. You know, he plays well off the ball as well, catch and shoot. And on defense, even though he's not really good, he gives the effort, and that's all you can ask for when you're at that type of size and lacking athleticism. So I feel like he's a perfect complementary player that a lot of teams would love to have. Just does his role, doesn't really complain, plays almost every game, you know, toughs it out through injuries. So all-around player Austin Reeves, I think he's one of the better guards in his draft and deserves to be top 10.
I have to disagree with you here, Wes. I think the first time we disagreed since like 4.
Yeah.
But I got my boy Jonathan Kuminga here. I think Jonathan Kuminga's potential is higher than Austin Reeves, and that the situation that he's been put in kind of hurts his ceiling because of the role that he's been put into. I feel like he's been forced on the bench because of the contract situation, and he hasn't been really been able to shine with the players that he has around him and the system that's been built around him. So I wasn't mad when he requested a trade because of Steve Kerr kind of benching him through the first 3 years of his career to force himself to get minutes, and when he did, he was starting to shine. I feel like the athleticism, his potential to score, play defense, the length, size, I feel like the reason why he'd be a top 10 pick in this draft, just off potential alone. And if he was placed on the team like the Raptors and him and Scotty Barnes were in different positions, I feel like we'd be having a different dialogue and conversation about his career so far. So I feel like just the team is the reason why he's not performing as well in this situation. I got him at 10 for that reason. Zaire Williams at 10 is just crazy. Sad to see.
All right, my number 10. So I got AR-15, Real Demon, coldest white boy, coldest white man in LA. You know, not much to say. You know, he came from undrafted. He's continuing to improve every year, and like I said, you know, not everybody can be athletically gifted enough to play NBA level, high level defense on NBA players. It's already hard enough to play defense in general. So I think that asking him to be willing and put in all your effort and buying into the defensive system, I think that's like Beth said, that's all you can ask for. So I love that he does that so that it makes up for where he does lack. A lot of players don't do that. So yeah, I feel like it just shows that regardless, he has that dog and he has that work ethic. So yeah, I think he is well deserved to be number 10, and I think he's gonna keep getting better.
Yeah,
maybe if we do this redraft later on, he might be top 5. You never know.
Yeah, never know.
For being undrafted, though, a top 10 player in the draft is amazing. So
yeah, definitely. The fact that he's even in a convo, like, is just pretty impressive.
Yeah, you guys are good up on them white boys, bro. Connect with
right, oh, man.
Hey, LeBron keep a white boy with him all time.
Yeah, facts. Right. Keep that shooter with him.
Yeah,
keep that shooter.
They either play defense or shoot threes for him. One or the other.
Gotta do both. He's gonna find him a Kyle Korver one way or another.
A Deli or a Caruso.
His coach is even a white boy shooter too.
He said, "I know what you need."
Actually, laces up one day.
Man.
Is it my turn? Number 10. I have Jalen Suggs. I mean, I think you guys talked about him. You guys already had him a little higher. All NBA level defense, fantastic. Offensive game has opened up a little bit more since Paolo's been gone too. So, yeah, nothing else more to say about Jalen Suggs. He's pretty good. I mean, top 10 is very good. Top 10 in this draft is very good.
Honestly, it's one of the better drafts.
Yeah,
for real. Number 11. This is where I have your boy Jonathan Kuminga. I think I'm a little bit lower on him than you guys, just because I think there's some. You know, he definitely has potential. Don't get me wrong. I think we all can see that. But from what I've seen in his play, I think he has a long way to go, even a longer way to go than a guy like Jalen Green. Because I see flashes with Jalen Green. You know, he'll have a game where he scores 35 plus, things like that. With Kuminga, you know, he can score a little bit, but there's, you know, his three ball is kind of still suspect in my opinion. He's not a consistent 3-point shooter. The fact that he's not really standing out in the Warriors like 15-man rotation all that much, like Wiggins is probably playing better than him, kind of concerns me. And I just feel like there's times where he has some of the worst case of tunnel vision I've ever seen. Like, he just goes straight bulldoze to the rim, never pass out, never sees an open guy. I think that's a real big issue. And he can be a good quality role player for sure, because he's a good rebounder, he's athletic, he can get to the basket, good finisher around the rim. But I think there's a long, long way to go with his handle, you know, with his shooting, with his passing. I think he has a lot of work to do. It definitely has the potential because he has the athleticism, and if he can put it all together, I can definitely see him, you know, jumping up higher in this list. But I still think he has a lot to work on, whereas some of the other guys we talked about, Jalen Suggs, probably, at his peak will never be as good as Kuminga if they both hit their peak, but you know what you're getting from Jalen Suggs, all NBA level defense. You know what you're getting from Austin Reeves, 3-point shooting, great passing, great off the ball movement, great playmaking. So I feel like because Kuminga's kind of a wild card, where on one game he could give you, the top of the line Kuminga, and other games he can give you like, all right, you're getting benched for Kyle Anderson type stuff. I think the inconsistency just turns me off a little bit with Jonathan Kuminga.
Yeah, he's still a bit raw, but the good thing is he's only 22 also. So if you think about his game and within 5 years, I think he'd be one of the top players in this draft for sure. Depending on
Definitely
what
could
the
be.
situation is, yeah.
100%.
I also agree with Hassan when it comes to like his level of his role. I think that some players are
Capped.
privileged, obviously and some players are capped. Like obviously it's not the best to always go to like a bad team or like a team with less people because you guys going to be losing a lot, but it's also like when you get to a place that has like it's the same almost with the Lakers too. The Lakers and the Warriors, they love vets at the end of the day. So they prioritize their vets, and they have been doing that for years, and that was part of our issues. Like when it came to Max last year and stuff like that. It's like they prioritize vets, and I feel like I do agree that Kuminga, in a better situation, like in a more free system, kind of could have got his footing earlier. Like I said, Hudson, like Lester said, he's only 22 still, but I feel like in a different situation, he would have had his footing a little bit earlier. But playing 20-some minutes a game, like at the end of the day, like you capped. Like 14 is pretty good for the amount of minutes he's playing.
Yeah.
But I feel like you know what I feel like for the redrafting we're doing, we should like base it off what they've done, who's evolved fast enough. Like like Cade, Jalen, Scotty, all those guys, they've all like shown strides to being good. Unfortunately, if Kuminga hasn't like done that on his team, which is not his fault, it is the Warriors' fault. I fully believe this. I don't think he's like top 5 or top 6 or top 7.
You have to take everything into consideration.
Yeah.
If you just take
Drafting
accolades,
is
Scotty
like-
Barnes would be number 1 because he's an all-star.
Well,
He's not the
I
best
have
player
him
in
number
the
2,
draft.
but Cade is better than him right
'cause
now. There's like you could say you could break it down,
Yeah, so take everything into
Yeah,
perspective.
but even in the
Everything?
regular draft, like let's say this is like the way I'm thinking about it, this draft. Let's say this is the draft, right?
Mhm.
But like all these years that these people have played the last 3 years are like college. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it's like when you go to college and you're scouting, you don't just be like, who did the most? Let's go one dude. You know what I mean? Like let's go one down the list because who is the best 1 through 14 for the lottery? You know what I mean? They still take into people's potentials. People who still average 8 points go over people who average 23. It's just like it happens. You know what I mean? Because they're still going off of potential at the end of the day.
That's a
So
good way
it's
to look
like
at it.
Yeah, if we look at
I don't know if it is because we're seeing them in NBA. Like that's what we're kind of going off
but
based
he's
off
saying,
how
like,
they've been playing.
NBA is
there's still
they're
future
at 3 years in
potential.
the
Like,
NBA is like
they're still
college.
yet
Like,
3 years.
see them throughout their 3 years, and we're basing
But
our
not-
decisions off of.
I
what they're
mean,
gonna do
it's
now.
not
But
the same
Peter,
because
like-
the first couple years in the NBA, like they still have room to grow 100%, but it's like you at least get a glimpse of the type of player they can be, like the type of trajectory they're on. Like they're still like Jalen Johnson is not going to become a fucking 3-point marksman all of a sudden. Like he's still going to be a dominant like paint guy, rebounder, stuff like that. That's why I think Kuminga.
production already, and that's why you base your pick off of that.
Like, look at this, Hassan. Hassan, look at this. Look at it. Like, think of it like this. So the draft happened, right? Kuminga went 7th, right? And there's been 3 or 4 years in the NBA. Like when the draft happens again, you're like, okay, Kuminga played like this. For them, yeah, take potential to something back, but he's not playing better than Mobley. He's not playing better than Barnes. He's not playing better than Cade. So,
of
or
course.
5, 6, 7 other people. That's what we're trying to say. Like,
Yeah,
I'll say my 11.
and
My
that's
11 is
fair.
Kuminga because
I mean,
I don't think
he's
done
damn
it.
near on his second contract already. It's like how many?
Yeah.
I'm not saying he can't get better. Obviously, he will get better, but it's like you have a good enough sample size to kind of determine like what he's shown you. And obviously, the Warriors haven't been great at developing players, so who knows if he goes to another team how he is. But it's like based off what I've seen from him, I don't think that he's better even on different teams than another. Like he has potential to be better if he goes to the right situation. But like you throw him on the Lakers, like Austin Reeves is getting more PT than him. I hate to say it, but that's facts.
Like they're playing with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Like he's playing with Curry and Draymond.
I don't know. We low-key need bigs,
Different
so
because of the veteran aspect of it. But like I said, if you put Kuminga on the Raptors, he'd definitely be a top 5 pick in my opinion in this draft.
No, I don't even know, man.
I don't know.
even
Scotty's skill set's very good. Like I can't just
Scotty's
discredit
good
Scotty.
too, but that's why I have Scotty top 3.
I mean, he definitely has. he'll have more opportunity to improve on the Raptors. But it's like even then, like you gotta let's say he were to get traded to the Raptors or whatever, and hypothetically, like he would still be someone that has to show me that he'll have the opportunity to do it, but he still have to show me because right now the way he's playing on the Warriors isn't worth a top 10 pick to me. Like he has the potential to be, but it's like you're just going off what you hope he can be based on his athleticism and stuff.
Keyword is opportunity. I don't think he's had the opportunity to showcase that he could be a top 10 pick in your eyes, right?
It's funny. I think Kuminga's played more games than Zion Williamson.
That's crazy.
I mean, yeah, Zion's the whole nother story with that guy.
Zion almost played more than him. I'm catching up to him right now.
We're going to 15, or what are we going to?
14 lottery.
14.
My 11 is Austin Reeves because I didn't get to say it, but you guys basically said what you had to say about him.
Are we on 11? That was my Kuminga, yeah?
Yeah, 11 was my Kuminga as well.
So 12.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Right, so, wait, I didn't do my 11.
All right, what's your 11?
Somebody fucked up the order. My 11 was Jalen Suggs.
Damn.
I know he's been playing great this year, so he could have probably been higher. But I think that, I mean, at the end of the day, he's great. So I don't have a whole lot of bad things to say. I think that he's developing a deeper bag, but in a better offensive game. And hopefully he continues to improve that because that's only going to up his value in the league. You know what I mean? If he can get to a Drew Holiday type, then you're like, your value is like you can go to any team you ever want. You know what I mean? When your contract is up or if you ever want to get traded. Because that perimeter defense is like a diamond in this league right now. It's almost, you know what I mean? Like, especially for a guard of that size. So, you know, if he can up his scoring to 18, 19, I feel like he could easily be a Drew Holiday type impactful player too, especially. So, you know, I don't have a whole lot of bad things to say about him, but I think that where he's at right now, I would still take Austin Reeves over him, but I love Jalen Suggs, so I got him 11.
I think the defensive aspect of what he brings to the table is more impactful than what Austin Reeves does for the Lakers, in my opinion. That's what I say.
Yeah, I think he plays a bigger role for the Magic, in my opinion.
I have a good pick for my 12.
Okay, for
the last pick in this draft.
Who was the last pick? It was not pronouncing that. This guy, Georgios Kalakitidinakis or something.
Kalazakis.
Oh damn, Aaron Wiggins is still playing too.
Oh,
yeah, Aaron Wiggins.
Sims.
He'd definitely be a first round pick. I don't know about if he'll make top 14 for us, but he should definitely be a first rounder.
Sharif Cooper.
Wait, is there anybody that we missed down here? Go up?
No.
Not really.
Sharif Cooper.
Delano Ben. Been playing well.
Isaiah Lewis.
Ayo
I checked the stats. He kind of like he's like
Herb.
Yeah, Herb Jones.
Oh, Herb Jones. Yeah.
I mean, we're not even done. We got 3 more picks, y'all.
I still don't think he'll crack it.
I didn't go all the way down there.
Anyway, for my number, what is this? 12. My number 12. I got Trey Murphy the third here. I think he's one of the prototypical NBA wings with size and athleticism. One of the best 3-point shooters in this draft. He has a 7-foot wingspan at 6'9", so perfect size to be able to play the 3 or the 4. And because of that size, he's able to be a good defender. Good free throw shooter as well. 3-level scorer, in my opinion. I think he kind of just got to work on staying healthy, but you could kind of say that about the entire Pelicans team. But, you know, he has the athleticism as well, could get to the basket a little bit, finish around the rim. I think he's a perfect type of role player that any team would love to have. 3-and-D type of guy with great length. Shoot the 3 really well, like I said. And, yeah, just you know what you're getting from him, and I think he is a valuable player to NBA teams. I would have him at 11.
At my 11, I have...
Or 12, sorry. That's 12.
Yeah, 12.
I think we're on 12.
My 12 is the Giddler, Josh Giddey.
Oh, my God.
His playmaking ability is still top tier in the NBA. He had his scenario that happened, but I think we're past that now. And he's starting level point guard in the NBA for the Bulls, and he's been doing a pretty good job. I think he's been averaging a pretty good amount of assists here. We look to make sure.
He can't defend for shit. He's actually the worst defender in the league, bro. He literally gets blown by on a daily basis.
Drafting him for his playmaking ability. He's averaging 12, 6, and 6. So he's a good rebounder, and he can play make for the team, and he's keeping them afloat. I think the Bulls as a whole defensively is terrible, so he's not going to help that aspect from that team. And you're going to
definitely won't help.
But Yeah, so I think Giddy's good enough to be a top playmaker in this league, and for that reason alone, it's kind of hard to find that prototypical point guard these days. He's tall for that, so
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
gotta draft him at some point.
Yeah.
All right, so I am here in agreement with Hassan. I also have the Giddler. Got P Giddy. That's a joke.
Jay Giddy.
So yeah, like I agree with Hassan. It's hard to come by those all around type players, especially as big guards are like also one of the newest trends in the league. It's very useful when you could have a big guard who can rebound, pass, and he's not the greatest scorer, but he still has like somewhat of an offensive game. So, or I mean, at least a scoring game. So yeah, I think that it still has a valuable. He still holds value as a player. So I think that he's although his defense stinks and he has allegations, weird cases, but I think he's do all right. He'll do all right at the Bulls.
He's been cleared.
They clear his name.
My number 12 is the same as Bez's. I have Trey Murphy as well, W pick. I liked him from before, and I think he just recently started playing again. Bez, he only had like
he just came back.
Like
came back into the lineup
because the Pelicans is in shambles right now. But I mean, he's gonna take a minute to get back into the swing of things. But Trey Murphy's a great player. Bez already said, athletic wing, can shoot the ball. He's gonna do good. So I mean, we had a small sample size from this year, but I mean, if that's anything to go off of, he's gonna be great. So being top 12, in my opinion, is still very good in this draft class.
Yeah, and he had a good season last year when he did play, averaged about 15 points a game. He's been averaging 15 about for the last including this season, last 3 years, and he's going to knock down the three ball. So I think very valuable
in the league. No, let's say
like overall, or you're saying just this season?
Overall, a top 5 3-point shooter.
Yeah, he's up there for sure. He definitely got like the extended range too to hit from like way beyond the line.
Yeah.
He just has to lock back in again. But yeah, other than that, yeah.
Yeah, just I mean, it's been rough for the Pels, so I don't want to hold it against him.
I'm not blaming him too much.
At number 13, I have another Pels player. I think this guy also went on draft, or he was a second round pick. Sorry, Herb Jones, out of Alabama, All NBA level defender, and it translated really quickly to the league. He is one of the lockdown defenders that the Pelicans have. Great size, great length. Great ability to steal the ball, block shots, and he's be able to cover like guards to big men to forwards. So I think his defensive versatility is really, really good and valuable. He's able to hit enough threes to kind of be respectable. He's not necessarily a good scorer or anything, but you can't just leave him open either. The corner three, he's good at hitting that. So I think he's going to be very valuable to any NBA team. And because of that, I also got him up here in the lottery at number, 13.
Mm-hmm. So my 13 is Trey Murphy for the reasons that you guys said before. I think his 3-point capability is really impactful in the NBA and could be useful on any team. And also, like you said, the defense, his size and length is something that you can use. Like we've said in the past, if you're a 3 and D guy at a high level in the NBA, you can make max money and be Mikal Bridges-esque. And so I think Herb Jones has the ability or the potential to be a very good NBA player in those two aspects, and he can earn max level money through that potential. So I think having him at 13 ain't bad at all.
Pre-nerf Mikal Bridges.
All right, pre-nerf. All right, so this is where I also have Trey Murphy. Obviously, we just touched on it, but yeah, his shooting ability is very valuable and that size. So
yeah, it's good enough to be 13.
My number 13, same as Bez. I got Herb Jones. I had the Pelican boys back to back. I like Trey a little bit more because of his offensive game. But Herb, being the defensive, version that he is, still very, very good in this draft in the NBA, obviously. But I have Herb at my number 13. Still very, very solid as well.
All right, last pick in the lottery, number 14.
Kai Jones.
I want to give a shout out. No, I want to give a shout out to one player. Moses Moody, I wanted to put him here, but Steve Kerr continues to sabotage his minutes, so we haven't
2 lottery picks here. 2.
we haven't been able to see him enough, but I do think he deserves to be. I see the flashes in his game. He just doesn't play enough. but he always gives effort. He hit the three. He's a high IQ player. I don't know if he'll ever get into the full capabilities of what we think he can be, but just a shout out to him, just because I
Before you
think
Trade him
he
for
has
Gabe Vincent.
he has the potential. But I'm gonna have to go with the Giddler at 14 in my last pick of the lottery. Like you guys mentioned, he got the playmaking. He's able to kind of do a little bit of everything. Defense is absolutely atrocious. He can't stay in front of fucking Zach Edey on the perimeter even at this point. And his 3-point shooting is really streaky. Like there's times where he hits the three. There's times where they kind of give him the Ben Simmons treatment and let him shoot. So I think that's also a bit of an issue. Last year was a bit more of an issue. This season he's kind of back to hitting more threes. But last season with OKC, the reason they were kind of want to ship him out of there, obviously because of the little situation, but also because the guy couldn't hit open threes. Like they would just let him shoot, and he still wouldn't shoot it. He would just kind of do these little floaters in the lane. So, you know, he does have a good all-around game with size and playmaking, but the weak point on defense and the inconsistency shooting kind of just drops him down a little for me. Obviously, still has some potential, and if the shooting gets back to what he was like in his rookie season, I think he would be a little bit higher. Because the defense, again, I don't know. Like not everyone could play elite defense. Maybe he just got to try harder. I don't really know, but he just had a rough last couple of seasons. But I still see the value that he brings at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it.
All
It
right.
should be a lottery pick in this draft, no matter what. I
Yeah.
feel like
All right.
back to the Warriors' point of us having two picks in this lottery. I feel like we would have screwed up both picks, no matter who we had, just because Steve Kerr and his coaching and the timing, I guess, of how these people ended on our team. Sadly.
Man, I like Moody, man. I really want to see him play more because I like his potential, but
Yeah.
it's just he
I
doesn't
think
get
he's
enough
in the
burn.
same bucket as Kuminga. I feel like if he had enough opportunity, he would have been a better player. Shooting ability is nice, and he can play defense.
Imagine y'all would have got Sengun.
He wouldn't have played because he doesn't play defense.
Imagine
team
you guys
is
got
all
He would have
over
been
it.
Dario Saric last year.
Exactly.
That's
You
the
could find
biggest
holes for
guy.
why Steve Kerr would not play any of these guys.
You guys could
He
have
would do
Franz
it.
Wagner. You guys could have had.
And then he had a
Oh,
coach for
perfect pick.
development. They had a coach for development, fired that coach, and then just got Steve Kerr.
The only perfect pick that we had was James Wiseman for like what the team was, and he turned out to be a bust because of how bad he was.
Yeah.
I was about to scream.
LaMelo would have been way better.
100%.
Yeah, he would have been benched too. He would have been Jordan Poole 2.0.
Oh, yeah,
Facts.
Lamel's actually stupid too. He would have got benched. I forgot about that.
It was just the
So-
perfect pick was Wiseman. My pick, my bad. So I got
There you go.
Herb Jones at number 14. So like his defense, all defensive team. The only reason why I have him dropping to 14 and not at the level of Jalen Suggs is because of his offensive capability. I think his majority of like why he's good is from his defensive standpoint. I think his 3-point game is getting better, and I think he should just focus on that and in his defense. And I think he'll be a top player in the NBA in terms of 3-and-D. So yeah, I have him at 14. Just has to improve his 3-point capability, but the defense is why he's a lottery pick instead of a second-round pick.
Well
All right.
said.
Well, I'm gonna go into Hassan. I also had the Pelicans boys back to back. Murphy and
That's the
Herb.
Pelicans.
Yeah, I think that them getting those lengthy wings is just, they're lucky to have them. They're very valuable in this league. Herb Jones, obviously, he was all defensive, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's already getting those accolades a few years into your season. I mean, into your career. He's not even at his athletic peak. I think that he can continue to develop his offensive game, like you guys said. So I think I see a lot. I like Herb Jones a lot, so I think he has a lot of potential.
Yeah, and the Pelicans got both these guys outside the lottery, and we both got both of them going in the lottery. So good value
Won
for
the
them.
draft.
It's a very great draft. Very great draft then.
Won the draft, but the team still sucks.
Yeah, because everyone just breaks their freaking like bones, bro. Like
Even healthy, they wouldn't have been a playoff team for us.
if Zion played 100% of his games, do you think the Pelicans are a different story, Hassan?
For
Yeah,
sure. But
Yeah.
100%, of course. What the hell?
Yeah.
Of course.
he played all the
Okay, like
82.
75.
Because then
Feels
you get your
like-
groove. You have your groove. You know what I mean? Like it's not even just
Yeah,
him
he's a
being on
20
the floor.
plus
Like you're.
regardless.
Dude, even 50% would they be better, bro? He didn't even play
I
half
think
the
he's
game.
played like 40. I think he's played 40%. I think I saw a stat. That's bad.
That's
That's
bad.
What is it? Is it
that
my
stat
turn?
reminds me of like Andrew Wiggins having more career games than Kawhi Leonard.
That's crazy. I see that. Like I saw that the first ever time. I didn't believe it. I thought it was a sentinel.
That's like fake.
Oh my
Anyway,
god.
still- he's legal
Let me say
robbery.
mine. Let me say mine.
Yeah. My fault.
My final pick is Jalen Green's partner in crime, Josh Christ. Imagine. No, I'm kidding. No, I have the Giddler. I have the
Forgot.
Giddler too. Bez, you all said P Giddy already, so I mean,
Get him.
he has a skill set that's pretty valuable. So he still goes lottery pick in this draft, even if it's the last lottery pick.
Chris Duarte.
Isn't that Omari?
Hey,
Isn't that
also
Omari?
shout out to Io too. He's been having a good seat. He's been a good player also for the
Yeah.
Bulls. I don't think he makes the lottery, but Trey Man too, good player, just not a lottery pick. Santi Aldama, good player,
Oh,
not a lottery
Thomas, good
pick.
player.
Yeah.
You know, I think if Io didn't start off like mid this year, I would have had a better thing of him, but nah, he's not gonna make it.
He just on a team with too many guards, I think. Like him,
Yeah.
Kobe White, Zach, Giddey, like he just doesn't have enough opportunity to even show how good he can be, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think he's a role player for his career. Right? He can have a long, lengthy NBA career.
No,
though.
for sure, but it's like he could be a better role player, if he wasn't on a team with all those guards or on just a
Yeah.
winning team, maybe.
Bones has his career just got snuffed out because he can't do anything else other than score to
Well,
make.
he's the one who requested a trade. He should have stayed on.
You gotta be
freaking
Cam
Nets.
Thomas. You gotta be Cam Thomas if all you can do is score.
Yeah,
Bones
if
is
all you can do is score, you got to be doing at a high level.
Yeah, you gotta be 25
What's
plus.
his real name? Bones.
Let me see if I click on this shit. Will it
The reason
tell
I
me?
asked is because like
Sean Lee Highland.
Sean,
Vanilius.
I've been seeing memes about people calling Sauce Ahmad again because he doesn't deserve the nickname Sauce.
The sauce is expired, they said.